We'll talk today about Sandbox environments. My name is Viktor Buchkovsky. I'm working about 1 year in Software Mind as a DevOps engineer. And I'll tell you more about Sandbox environments and how it's implemented in our project. Agenda for today is definition and purpose, the process overview, step-by-step workflow, life cycle of the sandbox, update and maintenance, advantages and disadvantages, and a short demo, and the Q&A session. We'll start with definition and purpose. And also, if you have any question, please, you can interrupt me and ask. Okay, so Sandbox environment is isolated system space where developers, testers, users can test new features, can do something, can create a, let's say, separate environment that mirrors the production one, but with own configs, with own versions, and so on. And it doesn't break anything in other environments. It's separated and isolated space. Purposes are isolation. It's as I said, separate from a main system. It's what happened inside won't get out. Replication. Sandbox mirrors the production environment. It tries to replicate the condition, configurations, data of the production environment, and it's a good thing that we can test accurate. Its temporariness. Sandboxes are temporary, created. They can be created anytime we need it and destroyed as needed. It's ideal for short time tasks, for a short time testing. For example, QA engineer have to test three different tickets. For example, he can create 3 different sandboxes with each of these tasks version from this task and test this feature, and he can give faster feedback. Its durability. Changes in sandbox are temporary, and data is resetted, and sandbox is destroyed after all necessary tests are done there. It's flexible. Users can customize versions, configuration of it, which gives also flexibility to test different things. We'll go through process overview, how it's created. So mainly user, developer, QA has access to Jenkins, and it's a job with parameters. Users run this job, and after that he must choose versions or branches of services. After that, Jenkins clones the repository from Bitbucket with configurations of all services. It do all the necessary changes, push a new branch with the name of user and a random number. After that, triggers Argo CD, which takes branches from Bitbucket, which takes branch from Bitbucket with versions and sync the application and creates it in a different namespace. It's an application of applications. After syncing, it notifies Jenkins, which send a notification in Slack with information about Sandbox, with time to live, with name, endpoints, versions, and so on. This is how it looks in Jenkins after build with parameters. I'll go through it after presentation. So on the left side are all services that our team use. So developer can choose which branch, from which branch to take the tag for this specific version. Or he can choose tag already if he knows it. The tags are taken from Bitbucket, and I believe last 20 tags are available, or can enter a custom version for it. Also, we can see down platform all tests. We can choose branch of end-to-end tests, and also to proceed tests or not, and the time to live of Sandbox. How many hours do we need this Sandbox for? Go step-by-step workflow. So first one is after developer choose versions that will be deployed, branch or custom or custom version, and time to live. Also optional end-to-end tests mark. After that begins the process of creating it. First of all, it takes clones the repository with let's say the values, the configuration that is already working in a staging environment, in a production environment. It clones it, it takes, it does changes of versions. After that, renders also user input. If there is no version of this service, it will throw an exception and set the notification in Slack. The script itself also takes when developer choose branch, it takes the latest commit of this branch. It must be a PR, and it takes tag number from this commit through API calls. After that, updating Argo CD manifest, add necessary configuration values and so on, pushing the changes to Bitbucket back, and apply the changes to cluster through Argo CD. It creates a namespace with all services. It waits also that all services are synced are healthy, and after that we can receive a Slack notification with our desired sandbox. Also optional, as I said, about end-to-end tests. If user mark to proceed tests, it will trigger additional job that will run these tests and send a report with results of end-to-end tests also in Slack. This is how it looks, the report itself and the sandbox. So the developer choose to run end-to-end tests and versions of it. We can see that we can see here we can click on a report, we see version tested, and the sandbox itself and some information about its service versions, and also time to live and endpoints. This is how it looks in Argo CD. I don't know if you see it clear, but mainly is the same. So it's an application with applications, and this is how it looks, all infrastructure, part of infrastructure, let's say. Life cycle of a sandbox. We have also automatic job that checks all the sandboxes created, and it triggers a job that deletes some specific sandbox. This is the workflow of it. So it takes the time to live chosen by developer and time to live of Sandbox. And it compares it through creation timestamp. So if creation is higher than chosen by developer, it triggers a job that will delete this Sandbox. We have also manual deletion workflow where we can delete manually sandboxes. Basically, is the same as automatically, just we can choose which sandboxes have to be deleted. Updates and maintenance. On the right side, we can see a job that updates the sandbox with where we can choose the sandbox, the name of sandbox, the service name, to which new tag we want to delete it, to update. Also database cleanup in case there is a difference between breaking changes in services that are related to database and it will break something. We can do it on a new clean database. But as I saw, often people just create a new sandbox, which is also an option. And also proceed tests and commit email to have notification when it's done, the update is done. Advantages and disadvantages. Advantages are environment consistency. This means that every tester or developers work in the, let's say, in the same environment, but in a different spaces. And it's, as I said before, it's a mirror of a production. And it's almost the same, and developer cannot say in this case that it works on my machine, but after push, it doesn't work on dev environment or test environment. Parallel development, we can test many cases in using sandboxes in the same time and get fast response, which improve the development. So development is faster in this case. Quick feedback, developers again can quickly see the changes in real environment and get the feedback of it, if it works or if it doesn't work, the config, the change that he does before it goes to upper environments. State reset, if something goes wrong, we can just delete the sandbox and create a new one. From disadvantages, training needed. New team members, new colleagues have to understand how to work with sandboxes, how to create them, how to delete them, how to choose versions, and so on. Because a lot of developers mainly works on local host, on local machine, which in our case is not so good because with sandboxes we can mirror the upper environments. Unexpected errors. Sometimes some weird bugs, something can broke in sandbox, something cannot work, and it's a bit confusing because on other environment it works, but I created with the same version as a sandbox, which doesn't work. Maintenance. We need time to time to update this configuration, the pipelines, the calls, or if something changes in, for example, in Bitbucket with API, we have to read the documentation again to do another pipeline, not pipeline, but to change, to apply these changes to our pipeline. And complexity in setup. In the initial stages, it's a bit complex to set up all the necessary infrastructure for sandbox creation, like independence of which provider we use, if we use Jenkins, GitLab, and so on. I'll show you a short demo how it works in our project. When the user press build with parameters, and as you saw in a screenshot, you can choose the branch, and it's replicated in a custom version. The script itself takes values from custom version only. So if you choose anything here, it will take this custom version, it will check it, it will send an API call and will retrieve version from this branch. Also can choose last 20 tags, and it will also be replicated in a custom version. And also we can enter a custom version that we have. And if this version is from last 20 tags, it will also, for example, 00022 is not in the latest 20 tags. If we 24, for example, it will also replicates in tags, and branch becomes without anything. Also, as I said, from end-to-end test, which branch we need to run end-to-end tests, and also time to live of Sandbox, and proceed tests or not. When I press build with parameters, it takes in this time it takes all the branches for all services, the newest one. So for example, if we create a new branch right now, and after that in the same minute we take build with parameters, it will grab this branch, and it's always up to date, because I use active choice. Sorry?
May I ask here, if I will choose the, let's suppose the tag, can you select one of tags for any service? Okay. If I'll change the custom version to 028,
Here?
that will work? Yeah. Let's suppose 028. That will work in
Yes.
Sandbox.
Yes.
And if I'll put here inexistent version, let's suppose 048.
It will throw an exception in Slack. I'll show you. This is build or test file with an exception, and we have to check what's wrong. The script itself takes versions from this column, from custom version, that why is replicated from branches and tags. And the only thing, it replicates back only if we have those versions here. But in any case, it takes version that we put custom. For example, if you put something random, it will throw an exception that it doesn't exist. Please check. It will try to get this branch to check this PR from this branch, to check the commits, but it will get nothing, and it will throw an exception. And I will start one. It takes about 15-20 minutes. And with end-to-end tests, it takes a bit longer, but I created one just before presentation. This is how it looks after without end-to-end tests. The author of Sandbox, the name of Sandbox, which I said that it's created my name with a random number. And if it checks also if this branch already exists, this sandbox already exists, it will generate a new name for it. For example, 3, 4, and so on. The author of Sandbox, service versions, time to live, and endpoints. And also how it looks in Argo CD. These are all applications, services that are synced already. And after everything is synced all healthy, I have a checker that checks, takes all applications and go through all and checks if it's synced or healthy. There is a tip, for example, if I tried the different approaches. For example, if we check only application of applications, the which goes one env, it will say that it's synced and healthy, but the services inside this application, not all of them can be synced and healthy, and that's why I had to make a workaround to take everything from inside application and check. And that's all.